motherfucking views.
Don't we all just want to be internet famous, making videos in our basement, 6 figures ad revenue? It's so cool to be PewDiePie or Ethan Klein. YouTube is a fickle bitch, there's no guarantees. Next month you might not make shit, no one knows what advertiser friendly now is. So just fuck it and make some cool shit. You can vlog your life, talk about your likes and dislikes. You can clickbait cause it's alright. Well, anything goes, as long as you know. There's no guarantees cause everybody wants to be the next big thing on your TV. Or you could blow up tomorrow and by next week you might be nobody. I need some motherfucking views. Views. I need some motherfucking views. Attention is what we're all after. Sometimes we look desperate, but sometimes there's laughter. We live in a society where our children think making cool memes is their future profession. But look around, you'll see that the joke's on me. All these millionaire kids, not even 17. Cause you can be a fool and drop out of your school. All you need is those views. Or you can vlog your life, talk about your likes and dislikes. You can clickbait cause it's alright. Well, anything goes, as long as you know. There's no guarantees cause everybody wants to be the next big thing on your TV. You could blow up tomorrow and by next week you might be nobody. I need some motherfucking views. I need some motherfucking views.
So give me the, cause I want the, so give me the, cause I want the, so give me the, give me the, give me the motherfucking views. So give me the, cause I want the, so give me the. Tired of going down, tired of myself, tired of this town.
Yeah, Freestyle Friday number 17. My name is E-Double, his name is Tom Petty, and here we go. Small pond, big pond, the fish are the only difference. City out of harmony, lingering on the dissonance. Fishermen wrapping up citizens with their fishing nets. Sometimes chemicals, some Play-Doh imprisonment. Dissidents laughing at themselves as if they had a voice. Acting like technology really gives them a better choice. Protect the borders as we stack up our elitism. Defeatism is what we pretend that we keep believing in. I'm straddling both lines, the quietest revolt. Politicians fake like they caring that we vote. Legalese verbose, cause if it's plain English, then that's ADD riddle, and riddle children might get it. And if they do, then you're fucked. When they know what's up, you might start seeing public servants.
Good morning, coffee beans, and how are we doing on this lustrous, awesome Monday? Yay! Let's start the work week and get right into it, shall we? Got a lot to talk about. Today. We've got the that looks like absolute crap. Fix that. So over the weekend, I was having some problems with my computer, and so I decided to what do you call it? Redo it a little bit or what have you, you know. And so let's see, we'll adjust that. Let's see here. Is that, anyway, so wiped it clean, reinstalled everything, backed everything up, what have you, and so forth. But anyway, so let's just get right into it, right? Let's just get right into it. So yeah, feeling when you run out of coffee. Oh gosh, have you ever gotten up of a morning, go into your kitchen to make you a pot of life's blood, a little coffee, and you open up your, your little coffee bag or container, whatever it is that you put your coffee in, right? And there's no coffee. It's just anyway, horrible, horrible, horrible experience. I don't recommend it. I don't wish it on anybody. I don't wish it on anybody, not at all. So today we're going to be talking about a YouTuber slash luxury real estate uh, broker by the name of Erik Van Conover. Now, Erik Van Conover, he's an actor, he's a venture filmmaker, YouTuber based in New York City. He's known for transforming luxury real estate marketing into a cinematic empire. Um, let's see here. He what else? Whatever. He moved in 2014. He moved to New York City. He launched his self-titled YouTube channel, a innovative pivot that capitalized on his charisma, eye for design. What started as adventure videos morphed into a business showcasing trophy homes, opulent properties. He marketed with drone shots, storytelling. He grew his audience to over 2.75 million, or 2.75 million subscribers. Uh, Outside of YouTube, he trained with Terry Knickerbocker Studios in Brooklyn from 2021 to 2023. He completed a 2-year acting conservatory. He debuted on stage in March of 2024 with the Dakota Sylvie's Flight Risk in New York. He lives on the Upper West Side with his fiancee Geraldine and their golden retriever Theodore. So that's a little biographic background on who this guy is. What did he do? Well, close that out there. What he did was this. So, New York man has been charged with attempted murder for allegedly hitting a police officer with his car. A New York City man who's well known on social media is in a New Hampshire jail facing attempted murder charges after he allegedly hit a police car with his car. Erik Conover denied the allegations in court Monday and said police falsified his paperwork. I have everything right here. It's all falsified. Conover said during his arraignment. Conover was outspoken during his court appearance. If anyone dares to try to test my mental competence, I will eviscerate every single person with my intelligence right now, he said. And that's not being egotistical. You know, it always helps when you're the smartest person in the room, right? Especially when you're facing legal problems. It always helps. What else? According to police documents, the pursuit started after Conover was allegedly seen driving 55 miles an hour in a 35-mile-an-hour zone. Police said that after 8 miles, Conover stopped and an officer attempted to de-escalate the situation, but Conover allegedly drove if the officer had hit him in the leg before speeding off for another 28 miles. Not everyone can be as smart as I know, Toxic, and I wish they could, because you're just such a smart person. So let's take a look at his appearance. This is coming from where's this coming from? WMUR 9. I guess this is a weather or a news station. This is a this is a news station coming out of I guess I don't know, where's this? I guess New York, I guess, or New Hampshire. Where's this? Where's he being held at? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Whatever. Oh, hang on. Here's more. So, according to the paperwork, the officer was thrown 40 feet and suffered a leg injury. Conover is facing several charges, including attempted murder. In court, Conover said he was a public figure because of his nearly 3 million subscribers on YouTube, and said the incident was part of a police sting against him. His parents made a virtual appearance in the hearing and urged him to listen to his attorneys. The state asked that he remain in preventative detention. Uh-oh. Sounds like to me, possibly, Mr. Conover may have some issues. Sounds like to me, maybe. Let's see here. Now, the state's position is that when a law officer signals you to pull over and stop, you should do so, said County Attorney Keith Blair. The defense asked that he be released, stating he was not a threat to the public and has no criminal record. Excuse me. He has had a chance to review police reports on this matter, denies these allegations. Defense attorney Nicholas Howe says he does not agree with reports as they are stated. Well, guys, you know as well as I do, right, that whenever a YouTuber has interactions with law enforcement, right, it's always the law enforcement's fault, right? The YouTuber never, ever, ever does anything wrong, right? We learned that with El Valiente, right? Remember? Guy came on here. I interviewed him. I gave him my platform as much as it was. I let him tell his side of the story. He told a very, very compelling story. I believed the man. I took the man at his word. But then when the body cam footage came out, told a little bit different story, right? The guy was throwing his mama under the bus, talking about she was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, right? Then he showed him, not only was he ramming the police officers, which he adamantly denied on this channel in the interview, right? And when the news reporter interviewed him, and he denied spitting on the cops, right? He denied that as well. But when the body cam footage came out, well, that wasn't the truth at all, was it? Remember that? Remember we watched that? My friend Toxic joined me that morning. And that kind of led to Popo with Peepaw and Piplup, which you can catch over on Toxic's channel. And speaking of Piplup, I believe he's supposed to be doing a catch-up, Law Cow catch-up, your Law Cow universe, rather, catch-up today. A lot of stuff's going over. I'm going to give a few little tidbits here in just a little bit. But I'm looking forward to his recap today. I am. I'm looking forward to it. So let's see what this gentleman has to say at his appearance before the court here.
I have everything right here and it's all been falsified.
Erik Conover had a lot to say before his arraignment this afternoon.
If anyone dares try to test my mental competence, I will eviscerate every single person with my intelligence right now. And that's not being egotistical.
Police paperwork says the pursuit started after Conover was going 55 in a 35. After 8 miles, Conover stopped and an officer attempted to de-escalate the situation, but Conover allegedly drove at him and hit him in the leg and then sped off for another 28 miles.
Our Father who art in heaven.
The paperwork says the officer was thrown 40 feet, suffering a leg injury. Conover is facing several charges, including attempted murder.
Mom, thank God, look at me!
Today in court, Conover was outspoken, claiming that he's a public figure because of his nearly 3 million subscribers on YouTube, and saying this was part of a, quote, police sting against him.
All right.
Okay, Erik.
All right.
They're here to help you.
The state asks that he remains in preventative detention.
The state's position is that when a law enforcement officer signals for you to pull over and stop, you should do so.
He has had a chance to review the police reports in this matter and denies these allegations. He does not agree with the reports as they are stated.
The defense asked that he be released, saying he's not a threat to the public and has no criminal record. Police say he was arrested Friday night for a separate drunk driving charge, which Conover denies.
I've been sober from alcohol for 1,558 days, so to press me on a DUI, I'm a public figure.
The judge did hold Conover in preventative detention. He's due back in court next week for a probable cause hearing. In Conway, Kelly O'Brien, WMUR, News 9.
Well, I'll tell you what, guys, I don't know. Sounds like to me, Erik may have had a little bit too much to drink. There may have been a couple other little, maybe some other substances, possibly. I wish him all the luck. I wish him all the luck in the world. But something tells me when the body cam footage comes out on this and the dash cam footage comes out on this, because, all law enforcement has those now, it's going to prove to the world that Mr. Conover was not quite telling the truth. This is his YouTube channel here. It's Erik Van Conover. He's got 2.76 million subscribers. Let's see here. Some of his videos. He's got some members only things here. Looks like here a month ago. Here's one, how I got sober from alcohol, building a legacy, episode 1. Touring the most expensive gilded age mansion in America. 3 months ago, 1.5 million views. Touring a rare historic New York City carriage house. 4 months ago was 853,000. $28 million home, I guess. $150 million buys you on a billionaire's row in New York City. So some of these, just with the thumbnails are very eye-catching, right? Looks like he gets quite a few views. But all in all, I don't know if it's necessarily going to help him. I think it was kind of, I don't know. It looked like he was a little bit, could have been just a little bit, I don't know. Evidently, his parents even kind of felt like maybe he was a little bit not himself, needs a little help there. Pixar, it didn't happen. Yeah, exactly. Delusion of grandeur. Yeah. You think this guy belongs in the lolcow universe? Toxic? I think all those could be true simultaneously. All right. So I've got a few things here that's, quote, the drama, right? The YouTube drama and stuff. Lolcow. Oh my God. So had a little excitement in the fat camp, Lolcow fat camp. I guess this weekend was the weekend for fisticuffs, fights, craziness, you might say, even. It kind of all started because Becky Boop showed up. Now, does that mean that it's all Becky Boop's fault? Not in the slightest. I think her appearance was just a catalyst for it all. Was it all staged? Was it all planned out for Becky to show up? Well, if you listen to the conversation that occurred between Wings and Keem at one point during the weekend, 100% it was, which led to a disagreement of vigorous nature between King and Wings, and we'll get into that. But the first thing occurred was when Becky showed up, the periods all synced up. Trippy, I don't know if you've been watching this at all. I've been watching a little bit of it here and there with Toxic is absolutely positively hooked on this thing, and he thinks it's the greatest thing since man landed on the moon, I think. Rolling in the river, exactly. rolling in the river. But anyway, so Becky showed up, and for her punishment, for her poor behavior and her actions and deeds, they shaved her head bald. They shaved her head bald, which in itself, I understand how it would be a little bit more effective on a woman that would be a guy, a guy shaving his head, crew cut or whatever. Hey, no big deal, right? What better than man landing on the moon because lolcow is real and not a conspiracy? Exactly, toxic. Yeah, buddy. Okay, sure. Um, hmm. Has cancer affected you or someone you know? Exactly, Mikey. But anyway, so they shaved her head, and anyway, then they got into this. Becky got into a disagreement with Kelly, which is Wings's wife, Jordy wife, because she appropriated. I'll use that term. She appropriated her lolcow hoodie, and so there was some back and forth over that, and there were some words that were said and so forth. But anyway, let's just watch. Let's just anyway. This is a minute long. It's 1 minute and 2 seconds long. I'm gonna play it in its entirety, and then we'll go from there.
You're right. No,
Stop.
Come near me, bitch. Come near me. Go. I'm telling you, bro.
Tina?
No.
Make me do it.
Kate.
Holy shit!
No.
Oh my god!
Bro, stop.
She wouldn't.
Game! Keep! Get over there now! Now! They're fighting!
Keep like, fuck that, I ain't getting that shit. That's cat fight.
Actually, stop. Stop. No, stop. No more. No, let go. Stop. Actually, stop. No, stop. Roxy, stop.
Roxy!
Somebody help me.
You gonna stop?
Just
Wait.
stop. Just
You
stop.
gonna stop?
That's way too far. This
Get
is
my
way
fucking
too
hair.
far.
She wanted your hair because she's bald.
That's because Tina inserted herself.
Blame me.
Oh, that's why I I'm good. I gotta come back. I'm not gonna talk to you. I can't be held.
Dude, come on.
I told you that's why you have to take care of things. That's why I was
Roxy,
gonna
go.
call the police
Roxy,
and
just
say,
walk.
get my shit.
Okay. Bro, she looks like Gomer Pyle from Full Metal Jacket. She did kind of look a little bit like that, didn't she? Yeah. All right. So that was a altercation that occurred between Becky and Roxy, which is a member of the Milkers show that is over in the universe, lolcow universe. Now, the thing that I want, there's always this, is it real? Right? Was that real? Was this all part of the show? Right? Because that's what this is. This is a show. I think for me, this is one of these programs that is akin to like Jerry Springer, right? This is filling the marketplace because we don't have Jerry Springer anymore. Right? We don't have these crazy people coming on a show and getting into fights over paternities, whose baby daddy is it, who's sleeping with who, that type of stuff, right? And this, I guess, honestly, this kind of even goes back to the Roman times, right? Where the gladiators, right? They go in the Colosseum and they would fight, right? The blood sports, right? And these people's lives are like, they're kind of like train wrecks, right? It's at any moment, they're going to derail. They're going to derail. And we sit and we can't wait to watch it, right? We find this entertaining. except for Jerry Springer had things under control. It's like Tyler Perry made it media. You know, except for Jerry Springer had things under control. That's kind of a good point. You know, I was talking with the community expert who watches all this stuff religiously, which is toxic. I was asking questions because I watch it hit and miss. I hit and miss. I watch a little bit of. I cannot sit down and watch like a full back to back to back. I just can't. It's just too much brain rot for me. And those of you out there that watch it and you enjoy it and stuff, hey, I know that I understand it. I don't judge. I'm not. You know, I'm not looking down on you or nothing. But I was asking toxic because I remember there was a statement made prior to this thing going on that they were going to have security there to make sure that people didn't misbehave. And in the span of less than 12 hours, we had 2 physical confrontations. We had this one here, right? Where you had Becky and Roxy physically get into a fight, right? Becky was pulling and yanking at Roxy's hair. Roxy was throwing punches into the back of Becky's head, right? It looks real. It looked real. It had a sense of urgency, excitement that it was real to me. But I'm just one person. Good morning, Clout Route. How you doing this morning? So that was the first incident that occurred. Okay. And then we had this incident.
Stop! What's the point, man? Hey! That's your fucking wife now. Go calm down. That's your wife, man.
Okay. And that is the incident that occurred. That's a short little snippet of it. And Jordy did get to Keem. They did have I don't know what you call it, kerfuffle, right? Keem wound up with a scratch on his neck. It did look, from just what it looked like, it was a pretty good little gouge. There was, it looked like he was letting some of the internal liquids out, shall we say. Now, so this happens, and so this statement was put out by LawCal. Wings of Redemption is currently on a non-paid suspension from LawCal Live / LawCal Universe. We will make a decision on his fate after Fat Camp. When we have time to process everything that has happened, this was a statement put out by Keem and Boogie. Willie Mack coming in says, you guys literally pay them to have meltdowns. Let it ride. I think there's something to that, right? Because that's what they pay them to do, right? Is they want them to have their meltdowns. They want them to, to do this for entertainment. This is for entertainment. Remember, all of this stuff is for the consumers, right? The viewers to consume this. So now we have what I think is a situation where we have 2 women who got into a physical fight. We have a situation where 2 men got into a physical fight. Wings shoving his wife down onto a table. And by the way, let me just say this. Be glad the table was there, right? Because it's shortened the length of her fall. And I feel like it could have been worse, right? It was bad enough as it was. Don't misconstrue what I'm saying. It's horrible. No man should ever lay his hands on a woman, and especially your wife, the person that you taken, that you stand before God and your family and friends, that you promise to take care of, to cherish, to love. That you protect till death do you part, right? So here's a question. Was all this part of the show? Was this all part of the entertainment? Because, Keem gets really upset when people talk about things being scripted. And that's what, and got into it. That's why Wings and Keem got into it, right? Wings was talking about how, the whole Becky thing was all kind of scripted, whatever, because Keem knew she was coming in and had this big thing orchestrated to do this big, huge reveal that Becky had arrived at Fat Camp, right? And that's what initiated it was a conversation that initiated and elevated and escalated into an argument, right? And so, what is this? There's no way all that was scripted. Have you watched terrible people try to have a stance on domestic violence? Stay safe, stay single. Here's the thing, guys. I'm not arguing. Like I said, you don't lay hands on your spouse. In this case, Jordy laying hands on his wife, Kelly. Again, this is the person that you swear to love, honor, and obey. Now, I heard a conversation occur. I think it was on Rewind where it was Boogie and I'm sorry, not Boogie. It was Xylee and Billy and some other guy. I'm not sure who that was. I apologize. I don't know all the actors on this stage show. I don't know them all. Again, like I say, I'm a part-time viewer, I guess. I don't know all the actors. But anyway, he floated an idea that it was his opinion that Wings was so mad that he was in such a state of rage that he didn't see his wife, right? That it was all he saw was Keem, and his his intention was to get to Keem, and he didn't realize or recognize it was his wife. And so now, could that be true? Sure. But what I would say is this: if you are allowing yourself to get to that point to where you're not coherent to who's around you and what's going on because of your anger, you might possibly need to talk to somebody. You might need a little bit of help with that. I don't know. The fact that he didn't see that was his wife was even worse. I don't disagree with you, Gigi, but again, I can't sit here and say that he didn't know that it wasn't his wife either, right? Because we don't know. That's just theories that were thrown out there, right? Xylee disagreed with the guy, said no, he looked straight at her. I will say that I've known people that have anger issues, and when they get to that point where they are at that level of hostility, the reasoning and logical parts of their brain shut down, right? And they just They just are instinctively reacting and dealing with things. Was that what was going? I don't know. I don't know. It's bad. So then there was a second video. There was a second video that was put out. I don't like that. Let's look at this. Is this frame a little bit better? Yeah. So this second video, this is coming from kid behind the camera who was recording, because why not? He's always recording, right? He was also the one that caught the Becky and Roxy fight. And we'll have some, I have some thoughts on that too, but let's watch. This is from a different angle. This is not from the live stream itself. And this one here, you can see Kelly is trying to plead with her husband to stop and to what have you. I think this is Ken, which is the guy that does the Law Cow Cafe, a ripoff of this show, I might add. I'm joking. I'm not the first person to do a morning show. It's all a joke, but whatever. But anyway, so let's watch this video.
Hey, dude!
Jordan.
Someone take him down. Holy shit!
Now, I don't know who this person here is, but maybe she knows wings. Maybe she has that type of, but if you've got a guy wings' size and he's that mad and you're throwing yourself in the middle of this stuff, that's not a good place to be. That is not a good place to be. And she comes as interjecting her. I don't think that was, I understand she's trying to help Kelly. I get all that, right? Poor Xylee. God bless her heart. Right there, she was there with the first one, and now she's in the middle of this, or not in the middle of it, but she was here for this part too, right? I don't know.
Turn it off.
All right. So then this video here is put out. A little bit different angle, whatever, right? And so then Keem put this tweet out. After watching the second clip of Wings slapping and grabbing Kelly's arm on the way to fat camp, and I don't know what this is about, slapping and grabbing Kelly's arm on the way to fat camp, we have made the decision to terminate our relationship with Wings of Redemption. He's been fired. Okay, so he's been fired. So I guess Keem is the law cow, the boss. Keem has made a decision, and he's terminated. Bye. Later. Adios. But here's my question. Right? We had a situation where we had two women get into a fight, Becky and Roxy. They laid hands on each other, right? Becky had two hands full of Roxy's hair and was yanking and pulling for all she was worth. Roxy's punching Becky in the back of the head. Okay. So we had physical confrontation, altercations there. Then we had Wings and Keem, physical altercation with a side serving of domestic violence, right? Or I think that would probably qualify under that heading. I'm not a police officer or a lawyer. I don't know, but that's kind of what it looked like to me. Wings gets fired, and rightfully so. I don't have a problem with Wings getting fired. But my question to you, chat, this morning, and people who come and watch the video later on, have a conversation down below in the in the conversations down there, and was it down there in the comment section? What is the difference? Is it because Wings laid hands on Keem? That he got fired? I don't know. Should Becky and Roxy also be terminated? Because it stands right now, Keem, the last statement I've seen Keem put out was that Becky was not terminated. Roxy is not even being discussed to be terminated. Becky's not on any type of suspension or anything else. She was just being flown home and removed from fat camp. I don't know. What are your thoughts? What are your opinions on all this? This is kind of a this universe, these channels is creating it's allows channels like mine, allows channels like other, because I guarantee there's other channels talking about this as well. I think Clout Route and them actually was talking a little bit about this over the weekend as too. I think they did a stream on this. I think it was it Sunday? I think I seen and watched part of it. I think it was Sunday. They talked about this. Okay. So my question, because I really don't know, is in this, it's a question to me is sauce for the goose, sauce for the gander? Is this a deal where should Becky and Roxy also be terminated because they went hands on, right? Or is Wings simply being, because if we go back and we look here, right? If we go back and look at this tweet, because I don't understand what this means, and I don't know. I guess there's a second clip of Wings slapping and grabbing Kelly's arm on the way to fat camp, which I haven't seen. I don't know if it's out there, if it exists. I know Twiggy, I believe that's correct. I believe Twiggy was riding down with Wings and Kelly. I think that's correct. Was the Wings firing before the fight? No. If I'm understanding this tweet right from Keemstar, there was a totally separate incident on the way to fat camp where Wings laid hands on Kelly. That's what I'm reading this tweet as. Okay. Now but here again, Keem is not known to be, well, he's dyslexic and stuff and whatever. So but that looks like all the words are spelt right. But what do I know? I'm a horrible speller, but, so is Wings being terminated simply because of his interactions with Kelly? And it has nothing to do with the incident between him and Keem. Now, Keem did go on and put out a statement saying that after the incident that he and Boogie and Wings sat down, and that, Wings was very apologetic, was very sorry for his actions and what he, did and so on and so forth. And he apologized to Keem. I think Keem used the word, it was very energetic. It was a very energetic apology, a very emotional apology. And Keem said he accepted the apology, right? He was okay with it. It was fine. I don't know. There's just so much to this. I don't know. I just don't know. And then last night, let me find it here. So Becky took to Twitter and says, here's what really happened with Roxy since I'm not at fat camp to say it myself. And this is a link to a Reddit post. And in the Reddit post, this is what it says. What really happened with Roxy. Since I'm not here to tell my story, Roxy grabbed my $3,000 iPad from the bed and went to throw it in the lake. I ran to stand in front of her and told her to stop. She wouldn't. I said, if you don't stop, I'm going to have to stop you. She shoulder plowed me, and then I tackled her and restrained her. I absolutely did not start the physical contact or instigate it. I don't know, throwing her luggage, because Roxy was talking about she threw her luggage into the lake, which had a bunch of prescription meds in it. I think she said around $2,000 of prescription meds that she has to take. However, I did reach out to apologize for my part in any of it because I had no idea. She thought we were making content. I had no idea we were being filmed and no idea why she was acting that way. You can even see in the video that Mike got, I was just restraining her. Well, you were jerking the shit out of her hair, but I guess that could be considered restraining. Not giving active blows. Okay, I'll give her that. I didn't see her actually throw any punches or anything like that. But I did see Roxy throwing punches. I, however, was actively getting punched and scratched, so it really sucks that this misinformation is getting out when I'm not there to defend myself. In a nutshell, here's how the fight went. They keep spreading misinformation on LCL, and I'm not there to correct it, so I'll do it here. There's a copy of the text. This is a copy of the text I sent to Keem explaining it so you know exactly what he knows. I did reach out to Roxy to apologize and smooth things over because we still have to work together in the future. When everything went down, I had no idea we were being recorded. I think, this is a guess, she saw the camera and thought we were making content. And jumped in without realizing this wasn't content. Even then, she wasn't right to insert herself into the conversation. However, I truly wish things hadn't escalated the way they did. There was no possible way for any other outcome, but I'm still sorry it all happened. And that is what I wanted to say to her when I said I wanted to apologize. So, there you go. There is, I guess you would call it Becky's statement on the situation. I don't know. Guys, I don't know, man. Toxic Dome says, totally reasonable to fire Wings. I wouldn't want to associate with that. I don't disagree with you. Listen, chat. I don't have a problem whatsoever with Wings being terminated, right? I don't. Anytime you go physical, anytime you lay hands on see, this was a conversation I had last night too, right? In the workplace, right? I don't care, fast food, up to if you are on Wall Street, right? Top making millions of dollars a year. Doesn't make any difference. If you and a coworker come to blows, like you get into a physical altercation, you lay hands on, right? There's hair pulling, there's punching, there's whatever, right? Somebody's getting terminated, and possibly both of them, because that is not the way that you act in a work environment. Now, when I was having this conversation, I was told that, well, this is not your normal workplace. And I agree. Lockout is not your normal workplace. This is not like you're punching a clock and you're going in and, you're working 8 to 5 and you're making whatever, widgets to put on the end of shoelaces or whatever, right? But irrespective, it still has to be a place where you're not going to be assaulted in any way, form, or fashion, right? And that seems to be out the window with this. And so my question, and it still remains, is this. If they're firing Wings because of, actions and deeds, because because Keem stated in his tweet that this was based upon what they saw on another situation on the way to Fat Camp. So what had happened at Fat Camp wasn't or I don't know. I don't know. I'm not there going to try to get into the mind of Keemstar. But again, like I said, I would love to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section, chat. Love to hear what you say. Do you think Mikey says, I don't think it was anything to do with him laying hands on Keem. I think it has everything to do with separating the business from the instance of domestic violence that was displayed. Let's see. Toxic Dumb says, I had the impression they were going WWE. Yikes, Keem may want to course correct. Yeah, possibly. I don't know. It's just, and of course, too, if you don't know this, what is it how was it they referred to her? Beelzebub or whatever. Her and her father are on their way. They're on a road trip. They're like, I think, like 10 hours away at this point, something like that. But they're heading down there, and supposedly, so if they show up, what's going to happen? Look, I don't know. I just hope because again, hits and pieces. I'm hitting the very top peaks of this whole thing. Very, very broad strokes here. I just really hope that Toxic follows through and does a stream today. And I hope he brings a lot more information, a whole lot more insight and stuff like that, because he's really good at doing the recaps. So, and there's so much. I mean, they were streaming for hours and hours and hours over the weekend, like 12-hour streams and stuff, right? What is this? Being sent another fight? What? God. Purple. Hang on here. Let me get this up here. What is this? Here's another clip. I guess this is coming from Drama Alert. This was put out early this morning. Oh boy. This was after I went to bed last night, so this is why I didn't see it, I guess. Let's take a look at this. Let's see what happens in this one.
What the fuck are you doing?
Swing at me?
Oh, you don't square up! What the fuck are you?
See, okay. That was all bravado bullshit, okay? But, see, I don't understand, guys. I mean, if we're going to take a hard stance on all this stuff, then why are we still, I don't know. I don't understand. I mean, this is just two walruses rubbing bellies. Yeah. I don't know. I just, oh Lord. Anyway, I just hope that Toxic comes through for us today. Rub my belly. Exactly. Rub my belly. What happened to Billy? He gained all his weight. Yeah, Toxic. I think he's pushing like 600 pounds or something. I think that's what he said. One of the streams. Yeah. He was in a real bad car wreck. And he was like laid up and he couldn't do anything for a really long time. If I remember the story that he told correctly here, I could be. Something happened. I know that, where he was laid up and wasn't able to be mobile. And he just put all that weight back on. So anyway, it's yeah. So So let's talk about. So this came out over the weekend. Snow White, which is a remake of the when was the original Snow White? 1937 animated series or movie that Walt Disney put out. Was the first full length. If I remember correctly, Snow White was the first full length animated movie and was a huge, huge success. Well, not so much with this new one. It limps to an alarming $43 million domestically and $87.3 globally. This film has been plagued with controversy through its whole thing. When it was in its early stages, initially, there were people that were a little bit upset because of the actress that they selected to play Snow White. And then Peter Dinklage was doing an interview, and he chastised Disney because of the quote dwarfs, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. There were other little people that were very upset with Peter Dinklage because the chances and opportunities that they get for starring or acting in shows and things are not numerous. And so this was an opportunity for them to get some of that Disney money, and they were robbed. So they went for this whole CGI thing, which I haven't seen the movie, but some of the reviews said that the CGI on them was not very well done. And then later on, the actress that plays Snow White, she came out and made some tweets in backing of Palestine. Her co-actress, the woman who plays her wicked stepmother, is Jewish, and she was out making Jewish sentiments and stuff. So there was some political stuff that was dragged into this whole thing. I read an article where they actually canceled the big red carpet, what do they call that, premiere. They had a very downscaled sized premiere where there was just a few photographers, and basically I think it was just Disney staff or whatever that was allowed to go to the premiere. They were doing everything they could to try to keep protesters away. And the article mentioned that the other Disney movie that came out recently, the new Captain America movie, was met with protests, political protesters and stuff outside of so they were trying to escape that, but it looks like this movie is not doing too well. If it only made 44 million. When they were hoping, the article goes on to say that they were hoping to clear 100 million their opening weekend. And Tim Burton, evidently he made the real life Dumbo. They did make a real life Dumbo movie, and I guess Tim Burton should have followed the source material in the original. The queen wanted to eat Snow White's guts to gain immortality. Yeah, I think it was her heart, but yes, to your point, Toxic. Yes, that is a thing. Anyway, yeah, awesome. In other news, Twitch made an announcement that they will be unbanning Aiden Ross, Sneeko, and other band creators on May 5th, 2025. After careful review and in response to community feedback, Twitch will reinstate several previously banned streamers. On May 5th, 2025, this decision comes following extensive discussion and policy evaluations, ensuring that our platform continues to evolve while maintaining a safe and inclusive environment. Returning streamers Aiden Ross, Dr. Disrespect, Sneeko, Phantom Lord, and Ice Poseidon. Each of these creators will be reinstated under strict adherence to Twitch community guidelines and terms of service. Any future violations will result in immediate and permanent removal from the platform. So, Dr. Disrespect gets unbanned. Sneeko, Aiden Ross, I don't know who Phantom Lord is, and Ice Poseidon. Interesting. Chat, what do you think about that? What do you think about Aiden Ross and Sneeko and Dr. Disrespect coming possibly back to? I know Aiden is actually wanting to go back to Twitch, but I don't know if necessarily if Dr. Disrespect and Sneeko are wanting to. Keffels is back streaming. Well, good for Keffels. Like Moses said, let my people go. Was live on Twitch last night. Oh, well, good for her. Good for her. And guys, Purple sent me just a ton of cleansing ones. I haven't watched any of them, so I don't know. And I'm really kind of out of time, but I want to do one because she works so hard. I think I'm gonna watch this one because it involves old people. What does this say here? This touched me in so many ways. This will be me and my boyfriend in our old age. All right, let's take a watch of this one real quick, guys. And we're gonna get out of here.
Thank you so much, and you look very handsome.
Well, you better watch yourself, girl.
Yeah, she better watch herself, huh?
Uh-huh.
She's not got a chance.
She doesn't
have a chance.
Well, ain't she the one got 4 husbands?
She had 4 husbands. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They were all alcoholics.
You know, you're 103 years old.
Oh, hell yes.
Girl!
What do you think? Oh, this damn battery that I've got on my back.
You got a what on your back?
They put a battery all over you, you know, when you're talking to...
No, see, okay, Grandma, you want me to pull a pillow back there for you?
Yeah, maybe.
You want a pillow? Because that's a battery pack.
Oh, boy.
How about that?
That feels
That's
good.
a little better. You need one too, Miss Gina?
No, thank you.
Okay.
I'm fine.
You cool. That raccoon coat keeps you
How
on.
about that?
Yeah, the girl,
You
that's...
like that?
Girl, how much that cost?
Oh, I don't know.
Ooh, you look at... Girl, you came up in here sharp.
I remember watching these two. There was videos back in the day. I remember them putting videos out, these older ladies, and they were always a hoot. They were always a hoot to watch. But I can only imagine what them and Harvey. Harvey, that don't sound right. Is that right, Harvey? Whatever. Yeah, Steve Harvey had hair. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, listen, guys, that's gonna be it. Remember to smack that like, but where's I got a thing here? Where's it at? Yeah. Remember, guys, subscribe and smack the like button, put on the notifications and all that good stuff, right? And let me know in the chat down or the conversation, whatever, for the people coming in, watch the VOD later on. What do you think? Do you think on the whole log house situation? I'm really curious to see what y'all's thoughts and opinions are on that. But anyway, thanks for tuning in this morning. I appreciate it. Remember to, guys, keep your powder dry. And I will see you in the funny papers.